Hey, it's Bo Starkey here. Going to do some interviews of the special kind. I'm going to let this young man I have with me now introduce himself at this time.
Hey y'all, my name is Daniel Pearce. I'm 37. I'm from right here in Atala. Just ready.
We got, the reason we're doing these interviews, we got a big fight scheduled here. Good friend of mine, Tom Bernard, who I grew up with, is putting on an event here at the venue. You're obviously one of the guys that's going to be competing in this fight. Let's rewind the clock, though. You and I talked off the camera a little bit. You had actually fought before.
Right.
But even before that, what got you into sparked your interest, so to speak, with MMA originally?
My story is growing up, I was always tough, and I knew it, but I wasn't good at sports. I met Tom about my senior year, maybe a little before that, and he invited me to come to a mixed martial arts gym, and I went down there, and within weeks, I was beating people that I had been intimidated by my whole life. That's bigger than me, stronger than me, better at sports, but I figured out ways of whooping them through skills, and it just sparked the interest. I just got addicted to it.
Dude, it's hard to explain for people who's never been in the octagon or competed and done this before, but if you could put it into words, how much does this relay into real life? Because like you even said, you didn't even have the confidence going in against some of these people, but when you get out there on them, you kind of destroy them.
Absolutely, yeah. I've always said that this is definitely one of the best confidence builders out there. There's nothing that compares to this. I think it's the greatest thing you could get your kids into, for sure. Build your confidence that way.
Let me ask you another question. Growing up here, seeing some of the guys that's come out here like Tom and others that's done really well. I mean, how awesome is that to have? You don't have to go to Birmingham or Atlanta to train with some really good fighters. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, definitely. I got 5 kids, and I own my own business as far as work, so I'm very active and on the go all the time. So if it wasn't for Tom in the gym and it being the placement, I live a mile down the road. So if it wasn't for that, there's absolutely no way this would be something for me. If I had to travel hours, I love it, but as far as in a competing aspect, I don't think I could do it because I had to put the work in to be able to compete.
You and I talked, and you said you actually fought back when you was 21 years old,
Yep.
But then you stepped away.
Right.
During that time, what brought you back into it? I mean, you probably watched it from afar, seen some of your buddies, or what was it?
Yeah, it was absolutely that. I never got away from it mentally. I did physically, but I just got some buddies. I met some new buddies that got the interest, and just one thing led to another. And stars lined up that way, and here I am. But it was definitely through my buddies, and them sparking the interest and wanting to train, and me showing them, and the next thing you know, here I am fighting. So.
What would you say your style is, so to speak? What do you kind of lean on? Not trying to give anything away to your opponent or anything, but I'm sure they're going to have questions. But
absolutely, I don't know. Honestly, Bo, you'd have to get that from somebody else because my style is different than any others. I just really believe that.
Yeah, that's good though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially coming into a fight as an
my style is all of it.
Yeah, but you got to be.
Yeah.
What do you think the hardest part about the training itself is?
The mental part, absolutely. It's the mental part. Training on days coming in here when you're tired and don't want to, and just that, absolutely.
How much have you had to cut coming into this?
Well, I will end up cutting roughly 8 to 10 pounds. When I first took the fight with Tom, I was right on a pound or 2 of weight, but I've gained a few pounds, but I'll have to cut about 10 pounds.
Gotcha.
Anything over that, I personally wouldn't do. Not with my frame. Maybe the heavier guys, but that can put a big toll on your body.
Oh yeah, get you a concussion quick.
Yeah.
Be careful. Last question. Your kids and wives gonna be watching this.
Absolutely.
That's a little bit different scenario.
Yep.
All your kids haven't seen you in the ring.
Yeah.
What do you think will be going on through their heads when they're watching this?
I mean, I'm sure they're gonna be nervous. They'll be more nervous than me. I know that, because I know my mission, and I will succeed.
The Navy SEAL slogan: the more you sweat and practice, the less you bleed.
Absolutely.
That's a mantra you got to take into this. You got to lean on your training.
That's right.
Any kind of final thoughts heading into this fight?
I don't. I'm just ready.
Ready to roll.
Yep.
Man, I appreciate your time so much. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you, Bo.
All right, we are back here with our next interview, and I'm going to let this gentleman introduce himself at this time.
My name is Ernest Chapman, 24 years old, and I'm from right here in Atala, Alabama.
So we're sitting here in beautiful downtown Attala in a gym that you guys have put together, and Tom Bernard's done a really good job with this and promoting this fight. So you got a fight coming up this
July 12th.
July, what is it now? 12th, okay. So you're going to be fighting, what got you, let's rewind the clock before we get into your fight we're going into. What got you into your MMA career?
I ended up not getting to go play college football, and I was looking for another, I guess you'd say, hobby at first. And Daniel Pearce and Tom actually got me into it, and I just got humbled my first time in the gym and fell in love with it ever since.
Dude, I was listening to Tim Kennedy's book that was, U.S. Special Forces and UFC fighter for many years, and he talked about that, going in the gym for the first time, and he's used to beating everybody on the block up. And he said he went in there and he got humbled to the point where it was like embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like within just a few seconds, he was getting humbled, but it also, the humiliation of it all kind of sparked it. Is that kind of what happened to you, or?
Well, what made me want to come back was the first time I went to the gym and I was sitting there getting tapped out by guys half my size, was the fact that nobody really made fun of you for not being good. Everybody just had respect for the fact that you showed up to the gym to actually do it.
Yeah.
And every gym I've been to, it's just felt like a good environment.
You know, we're sitting here just a couple of miles from what we call the Blue Hole, Etowah's football stadium, and you spent many Friday nights over there. Take us back to those days, man. What's some of the life lessons you learned playing football right there at Etowah?
Well, I guess you'd say life lessons. I don't know how I'd word it.
Teamwork?
Yeah, I mean, teamwork was a huge part of it. We had a really good team when I was there. We had a bunch of great guys like Jamin Graham and Trey Cole and Dalton Hyatt. I think he went and played at Arkansas. And I know we didn't lose a whole lot, but when we did lose, we lost as a team as that too. You know, that I guess you'd say taught me a lot about brotherhood as far as respect for a sport too. No matter how high you were, you know, you could always be brought down a notch.
How do you think that relates to what we're doing now right here in this ring? Because although you're in here as an individual, you train as a team, and it's very important.
Oh, 100%. Fight team. I mean, it's a team. It's a team effort. You got to come in here and put work in with each other, help each other get better. You know, you're trying to push each other at the same time. You're not trying to hurt each other. Just that way, when game day comes, you know, you perform the best you can. And I mean, yeah, I'd say it's a lot like football, other than you're getting hit in the face in here.
Well, the toughness.
Yeah.
And talk about that a little bit. That's something. I grew up in Attala with Tom. We grew up a couple of houses down in Bradley Park, the projects, you know.
Yeah.
But people from Attala, you know, a lot of times people underestimate the grit and toughness of people from Attala.
Oh, 100%.
It's a different. If you don't live here, you don't know anything. But people watching who don't know about Attala, talk about that a little bit.
I mean, there ain't a lot of people in Attala that have had a lot of stuff handed to them. I mean, it's a bunch of tough, hard-working people in Attala. You have to work for what you have. When you're in Attala, there ain't a lot of, you know, wealthy people down here. It's a bunch of nitty-gritty people in Attala, in my opinion. And yeah, 100%. You know, it's not like growing up over in Southside or anything. Yeah. You know, it's a lot more gritty down here, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, it's a different environment, different neighborhood. I agree with you. I grew up there. It's a different world in Attala than most places.
Oh,
but it also helps you in life.
Yeah, 100% it does.
And let me ask you this: what type of guy are you moments before the fight starts? Are you a calm, cool, collective? Are you a guy that's ready to explode, or how are you?
It's hard to say. I wouldn't really say I'm an angry person, but I definitely don't want to do any talking. It's just that mindset of, you know, kill or be killed. There's no exception to losing.
Yeah.
It's get or get got.
When that fight comes in July, you know, your mind, you've got to be hyper focused. But you know, right behind you, you're going to have some killers out there that's, you know, bled with you, sweat with you, went through the wars with you. Talk about that and how just having those guys behind you, talking to you, coaching you up, helping you, how much that helps you.
Oh, it definitely helps you mentally, especially like old Daniel over there and old Scott right here. You know, you're sitting here and every day we're in here, Monday through Friday, it just makes you wonder, you know, whoever you're facing, you know, they're probably not in there going as hard as you and your teammates are. They probably don't have as many good teammates as we have here, pushing him, you know, just as hard as we get pushed in here. and it definitely helps, especially mentally.
A couple more questions before I let you go. Talk about that a little bit. I talked about this earlier. Talk about, you don't have to get in the car and go to Birmingham or Atlanta to find really good fighters. I mean, they're right here in your backyard. Some guys who's been in here, who's done it all, seen it all at the highest level, whether it be jiu-jitsu, whatever it is. But you got those guys here helping you in your fight camp. How awesome is that?
Oh, it's a blessing. That's the best way. I put it on Facebook posts when I post pictures of us in here training. I mean, it's a blessing to have Tom. Tom's a very skilled individual. He's personally been in the cage for a lot of fights. Scott too. Scott's had a lot of fights. Scott's really educated as far as stand-up goes, and then John LeMaster, he's one of our jiu-jitsu coaches. He's another black belt in jiu-jitsu, and it's a blessing to be able to have them to train you and help you prepare for a fight.
That's right, no doubt. Before I let you go, just final thoughts. You can talk about anything that you'd like to at this moment. Just kind of turn the mic over to you. Sponsor?
Well, it'd be Auto Doctor. Like, give a shout out to him. Auto Doctor over here in the Tala. It's a mechanic shop right up the road. He's I guess you'd say a friend of mine. He's been like a brother to me growing up. He's sponsoring me for this fight, and makes me feel good knowing I have somebody, in our hometown that's willing to put money up for me to fight, to be able to buy gear for a fight, mouth guards, shin guards for training, and
no doubt.
It makes you feel good knowing that somebody believes in you enough, especially in your own hometown.
And I noticed with Tom hadn't turned the air on in here, so when you get in that air-conditioned building for that fight, you're probably going to be ready to roll.
Yeah, 100%.
It's going to be nothing for you, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it goes back to that nitty-gritty thing. I mean, it's nitty-gritty in here,
You'd rather train in this than some air.
Oh, 110%. I think the AC makes you soft.
Yep.
I really do. I think it makes you soft.
My friend, that's why I'm overweight now. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, our interviews are rolling on. I got a very special guest right here. He's already informed me he did not go to Etowah. He went to Southside, but we'll talk about that later on. But brother, go ahead and introduce yourself at this time.
Yeah, I'm Caleb Gray. I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Gadsden, Alabama.
Caleb, man, I love to have you guys in. First thing I like to do, and I've done with everybody else, is let's rewind the clock, man. Your childhood growing up, whether it be in school, whatever, what was that like? What were you into?
Well, I like paintball, and I played football a while, and I like watching UFC with my uncle. Fighting, anything to do with fighting.
Did you always have like a mindset that you wanted to train, do UFC type stuff? When was your first time doing it?
I think it was 2020. I went to Ultimate MMA in Albertville and just started training jiu-jitsu a little bit over there.
When you went in there, what was that first experience like? Because a lot of guys' stories differ.
Well, I was nervous because I didn't know anybody, and I didn't really know anything, but they were really welcoming. Good guys.
Jiu-jitsu is a very interesting. I don't know what the word I want to call it is. Let's just call it a thing. It's the most equalizing thing probably on God's green earth when it's hand-to-hand combat.
Yes.
I mean, you see guys that's your size taking out dudes 350 pounds with ease.
Oh, yeah.
You see women your size taking out 350-pound dudes.
Yes.
When you started training in it, how difficult was those early days, those early times when you were training jiu-jitsu?
It was hard, especially with the guys who are more advanced. But you basically just use all your strength, but you're not really learning the techniques right off the rip. But you just got to stick with it, and then you'll learn and get better, and then you'll start meeting folks.
From everybody I've listened to that trains in it, some of the best lessons is in the losses.
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I've lost a lot, and it's amazing. I lose every day, and that's going to happen every day.
Yeah.
That's how you get better, and you learn from it, and just keep trying to grow.
For people who's watching this interview who's never trained doing jiu-jitsu, two normal people walking down the street, same size, same weight. One dude has trained for years in jiu-jitsu, the other guy nothing. He don't have a chance. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
I mean, there's zero. If it's one-on-one, I mean, if he's got some buddies,
no chance.
That's so
No chance.
That's zero.
No, sir.
His neck, he's done. It's over with. Talk about that, though. That's kind of lethal, bro. Like, to have that knowledge. I mean, that's something special.
Well, I don't have as much knowledge as others, but, you know, I'm still learning. But it's even just 10 basic moves versus somebody that doesn't know anything, you know, that's still deadly. He's still doing it.
Talk about some of the other aspects of fighting that you've really gravitated to. What are some of your other strengths?
I really like boxing. That's my main go-to, but, you know, I'm learning kickboxing more and more, you know.
Is it difficult? Because, you know, I see a lot of guys that their strikes are unbelievable, but if you can add, you know, the hands and feet going at once, that's a whole different animal right there. Talk about that a little bit.
What, the kickboxing?
Yeah, kickboxing. Has it been difficult to learn or pick up?
Well, if you pay attention, it's not, but the conditioning your shins to get ready and prepare for that, it is a little bit, but, you know, mind's a powerful thing. Whatever you want to accomplish, you can, so just keep doing it.
We see, you know, in some of these major fights over the years, guys that snap their shins.
Oh, yeah, that's terrifying, but...
when you see some of that stuff, it is terrifying.
It is.
Talk about that, though. I mean, how do you condition your shins for people who don't know what goes into that kind of training?
You can take like metal bars and rub down with them and just hit the bag over and over and over. But you don't want to do it too much though, because then you got to give your shins time to reheal, calcify, because you get micro fractures. So.
Yeah, ain't no doubt. And then going into a fight, that's the last thing you would need was that. Let's talk about the cardio aspect, because I haven't asked any of the other fighters. You look like you're in good shape. You could go run a 10K right now with ease. I may be off base there, but
a little bit,
talk about the cardio a little bit.
Well, you know, there's a giant hill over there I like to run, you know, 3-4 times, you know.
Yeah.
Keep in shape and just basically work out too, like hypertrophy, that keeps you in shape as well, and just
a lot of mat time, rolling, things like that is
mat time, that helps
it's
a lot.
It's a different type of cardio for people who's never done it. Talk about that now.
Yeah, especially when you got like EL over there, 300 pounds, you know, doing everything you can to get them off of you.
Yeah, that's a whole different world, ain't it?
Yeah, that's good though. Or Tom Bernard, you know, black belt.
Tom's not at 300 pounds, but he feels like he weighs 500 pounds.
He's fantastic.
Yeah,
he's an animal.
Pretty good.
Even Taylor Collette, he's an animal.
It's good to have those guys behind you, though.
Yes,
leading up, is this your first fight?
Yes, sir. Well, in MMA it is.
In MMA?
I've been in a few tough mans, but that's good.
What's your mindset? You've been in some tough mans. What's your mindset? Are you calm, cool, collective, or you a guy likes to talk, get high? What's your mindset before a fight?
I'm just calm, cool, and collected, you know. It's same as any other fight, you know.
Are you a headphones guy?
Yeah,
you listen to headphones. What are you listening to?
A little bit of rap, a little bit of rock, a little bit of country, a little bit of everything, you know.
I got you. Variety. I like it. Sounds like my playlist out there in the car.
Just, you know.
A couple more questions before I get you out of here. What's been the toughest part of the journey? I know what y'all do day to day here is extremely difficult. But like, if you was to recap this camp so far, what's been the toughest part for you at the camp?
When you're tired, just show up every day still, no matter what. You know, stay disciplined.
Work day, it don't matter.
Don't matter. If you work 10 hours a day, and if you do it every day, just keep coming.
You come in here.
Because if you're tired and you don't want to come, and you know, you could be tired in the fight, you push past that and you keep coming and getting through it, then that's going to benefit you.
That's right, because at the end of the day, that little bit, that one day you missed, may be the day that dude showed up.
Yes, sir.
And that made the difference in the fight. That's a fact. Before I let you out of here, man, I always like to turn the mic over to you. Talk about anything. It could be your family watching you. It could be your guys in your corner. The mic's yours. Talk about anything you want. Close it out.
Well, I think my mother may be coming down from Texas to come watch, and I talked to my dad about it, and he's supposed to be coming, and my sisters, so that's a little, you know.
That's awesome.
A little nerve-wracking, but, you know, just get the win for them. And
what part of Texas?
West Mentone, I believe. Gotcha. And then my sister's San Antonio.
Gotcha.
She's coming back too.
I just got back from Texas, man. I was all over the place. Went out to California, drove out there. I got out of there in the nick of time. Well, brother, I appreciate you sitting in with us. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
All right, we're back here with another interview. I'm here with a special guest. I'm going to let this gentleman introduce himself at this time.
Kathen Holladay, 28 years old, from Atala, Alabama.
So you're from this area too. I actually went to Gadsden City High School. Let's rewind the clock. What was your childhood like growing up here in Etowah County?
Pretty good. Played a lot of sports, stuff like that. So I was real big into all the.
You learned a lot playing sports coming up. Now you currently coach with Tom, correct?
No, sir.
No, you don't coach with Tom. Okay, I got you. So what kind of work do you do in your day-to-day life?
I'm a GM of a body shop.
Body shop?
Yes, sir.
What got you into your body shop repair? What got you into that career?
Just started painting cars for some buddies and stuff like that, and then I started getting into it more professionally, and
gotcha.
Now I've been painting cars about 5 or 6 years.
How old are you?
28.
28. So you've been doing it since you got out of school?
Long time, yes, sir.
I got you, man. Let's rewind the clock, man. What got you interested in fighting and MMA, or have you always trained?
No, I ain't always trained. I've been training for about 5 months. Always been a big UFC fan.
Gotcha.
I'm a guy who catches watching UFC every Saturday. Always wanted to get into it. Started training, fell in love with the sport, and now I'm ready to do my first fight.
Who is some of the guys that you really admire that's in the UFC? Like when they're fighting, you're watching regardless of what's going on.
Nate Diaz, Dustin Poirier, Nick Diaz, Conor McGregor.
You like the guys that talk trash?
Yeah, love it.
I like it. But you know what? I seen an interview 3 days ago with Jesse Ventura, and he was talking about Muhammad Ali, and he said, Muhammad got that from Gorgeous George, a wrestler, his style. He's like, Muhammad Ali was talking, he's like, man, I'm fighting here in front of 50 people. He's fighting in front of 5,500 people.
Right.
And he's got them all in the palm of his hand.
Yeah.
That's where he got that from. But when you see those guys, there's a skill to that. Talk about that a little bit. And sometimes, I'm telling you, I don't have to tell you this, you're a fan of those guys. A lot of times they psych people out before they even get in the ring. Those other guys are beat. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes when you get talking to somebody, it'll get them thrown off their game. It'll get them doing stuff that's unorthodox. It'll get them doing, stuff that they don't train and stuff like that. So it'll get them more mad than anything. So they'll start throwing wild punches, or they'll start doing stuff that they don't normally do in a normal fight.
I think that's what happened with Jose Aldo and Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to bull rush.
Yeah.
He even said it in his locker room. He's coming, and I'm going to step back, really. No, I think you're exactly right. But what, if you had to describe your mentality in this camp, preparing for that, I don't know if you're going to be like a trash talker or you're going to be the calm, cool, collective guy, just your style. So.
Matter of fact, I'll probably be pretty calm, cool, and collective. I like that style, but I think I'm just kind of zone in and do my thing.
It's good for TV and it's good for ratings, but
right.
you want to be you.
First fight, I'm just going to zone in and do my thing.
We talked about guys in UFC. Who are some of the guys in this area that you've seen fight and trained with that you're like, man, that dude's like legit?
Well, one for Coach Tom for sure.
Yeah.
Taylor Collette, Coach Taylor Collette. Watched a couple of his fights. Let's see, Jose Evans. I've seen some of his fights.
Yeah, there's some killers around.
Yeah.
And I've asked all the other guys this. I'm gonna go ahead and ask you this. What kind of a blessing is it that you don't have to travel to Birmingham or Atlanta?
Huge blessing. I tell Tom every time I leave, thank you. Very grateful for him having this here, and it's going to be, growing. It's going to be something that the youth can get into, and something that's going to be good for this area.
When I walked in just a little while ago, the first thing that jumped off to me was the mat space. I mean, you guys could have 30 guys out there going at it at once. You have literally a UFC bag rack here. You have an unbelievable ring that we're sitting in here. What's that like, having these tools to work with, man? Most gyms don't have this.
It's huge. You can get in here and kind of feel what it's going to feel like, to be locked in there with somebody. You can be sitting there rolling, learning new moves, new styles, even going to the boxing ring over there, sparring. And
if you had to say what kind of style your fighting skill is, what can you put a finger on it, or are you versatile, or what?
Sort of still learning it. Getting better on the ground. I feel like my stand-up is pretty good, but as far as the ground, we're still learning it.
If you had to put into words, I know you haven't been there yet, but if you had to put into words, what do you think because you've been in situations before playing sports and big games stuff. You kind of know where your mind's going to be. What do you think will be going through your mind that night?
It'll start off with a bunch of pressure, I think, mental game. But once it gets going, I feel like I'll be able to zone in and kind of find my peace in it.
Are you a headphones guy? Do you listen to headphones while you're doing stuff?
Not really.
No?
Not really.
Kind of soaking everything in around.
Right.
I like it, man. I like this guy. This guy's legit right here now. A couple other questions before I get you out of here. When you got into this venture and you knew, you automatically know it's one of the toughest sports in the world.
Right.
You automatically know you're training with some really good guys. Is the training about what you thought it would be? Is it a little tougher?
It's actually a little tougher.
It is.
When you're from outside looking in, you're like, oh, anybody can kind of go in there and do that. But when these guys start putting you through this training and really getting you ready for a fight, it's a whole lot tougher than what you think.
Yeah. The harder the training, though, the better
Right.
the experience is going to be when you.
I would rather it be hard training and getting ready for the fight than easy training and not be ready.
Who's going to be there with you? You got family? Are you married?
I got a wife and 2 kids.
What do you think's going to be going through their heads when you're out there?
Probably a nervous wreck.
Yeah, but no, ain't no doubt, man. Hey, I watch, families a lot of times they'll put the camera on them and they're like you said, a nervous wreck.
Right.
But when guys get that W, it's the biggest relief. Everybody's going crazy.
Right.
Talk about that. Have you envisioned that happening?
Oh yeah, of course. Me and my wife talk about it every now and then. That's my biggest thing is, especially in front of the hometown, I really want that W. So
Yeah.
been putting in the work for it. So
What do you know about your opponent?
not really much. I know that he's probably been training about the same time I have.
Yeah.
He's out of combative MMA in Dothan.
Gotcha.
So we're about pretty good skill level.
Good. Before I let you out of here, man, final thoughts. This could be anything you'd like to talk about. The floor is yours, so to speak.
That's where it's tough. Put me on the spot.
You can talk about the fight, the training, your guys, anything.
Well, I'll start with I want to thank everybody at this gym for giving me the opportunity to be in this fight, to have the training that I'm having, and having the space to train, and just leave it at that.
And I appreciate you. Good luck, sir, and we'll be there to cheer you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.